What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a little bit of T2 gun repair. Now, if you remember in my review of the cabinet, I took apart my red gun to show you the internals. Did not take apart the blue gun. There was no need. Didn't want to crack open both guns. But now I had a little bit of an issue. The gun functioned properly, but I heard something kind of rolling around inside. And it turned out to be this little piece right here. It was rolling around back here, so I just dumped it out. Couldn't figure out where it was, so I referred to my video where I took apart the red gun, and I saw that it is actually a weighted piece inside here. These are the two pieces that come in contact to give you that force feedback. So I took apart the 4 screws that hold this piece in place. So once you remove that cover, you'll see that this spring is actually attached to a portion of the cover and the back of this actuator here. Lift up your motor, pull out what I'm calling the actuator. It's like a lever, and you can see that there's a screw here, and the weight is supposed to be inside there. So you know what happens? They didn't use Loctite. So we're going to hit this with a little bit of blue Loctite, screw this back in, then reassemble the pistol, and we should be good to go. Kind of pushing it down as I... And then you'll see that one side is sort of beveled while the other side is flat. So I have the bevel side facing up. Now let's reassemble. We're going to have to reattach this spring. We have to... Let's do this. Kind of put this together like this. Yeah, let's try this. I'll put the spring-loaded piece in like this. Okay, so I'm just kind of hold them together on the back side while I line this motor up. There we go. All right. Okay, see, so make sure before you screw this together that you have that spring loaded. The motor's kind of spun out of the way. But if you get that, action, you should be good to go ahead and reinstall the 4 screws going into the plastic. So make sure that you're just careful when you reassemble the stuff. You're going into plastic threads, metal screws into plastic threads. So no need to over tighten. Turn that until it gets snug. Just kind of hold the motor in place and spin it by hand. Okay, so we got that. So that's going. It's going to click back and forth now, and hopefully it should stay in place. Just take the second half. Now when I did take this apart, the camera went with it, so I just had to unplug these 2 connectors, remove it from this side and put it back inside so I could kind of show you how this looks. If the trigger falls out, which is something it does all the time, every time I disassemble one of these guns, this just falls out. So what you want to do is with this, the spring, you're going to have to reinsert this spring into your trigger. So you can see that little hook, and there's a hole right there, very small hole, you can see that. You want to insert it from the back side, like that. So you want it to look like that so that it's hooked inside that hole, and then the spring itself kind of goes around that mounting post relief, I guess, and this part provides the spring tension. So you want to keep all this together, reinsert it, and then just kind of, this is what you want to see. You want it to be resting on this part of the plastic. You want that spring to be, the straight part of the spring to be down inside. Go back together like that. You should be able to hold this in place. Check your trigger. Doesn't have much spring. I think that would definitely be an upgrade, is to upgrade the spring there. And you know I don't have the orange part on yet. And you can see the 2 clips on that side and that side that retain this. There's not a good way to take this apart without destroying it. So instead of ripping it like I did on the other gun, I just use a flat blade screwdriver and I pried it in several places. So then hopefully, I'm sorry, the tab actually goes on the bottom like that, goes on the bottom of the gun. So there's a little relief there. So you slide that in place. Anyway, so we're going to put the screws back on. There are 4 short screws and 3 longer screws. 3 long screws go on the top, and then all these go on the bottom. So we're going to put this back together, and hopefully it will last for more than a couple months. Anyway, thanks for stopping by and checking out the channel. I'm going to get back to work on this. You'll have a blessed day, and I will see you next time.